Hello my darlings and welcome to my kitchen. Yeah, trying to figure out the best camera angle. So I am making my own Christmas dinner because I was supposed to go to my foster parents and the weather outside weren't favorable. And they don't like driving when it's icy and not to mention snowy outside too. So I got a small pork roast here. All I did was add in some olive oil, salt, lots of salt. And right now we're preheating the oven. That's all we're doing. Preheating the oven. Right. My next vessel here. How's that? Is that better? I think that might be better. So I got a small pan here, ceramic, and again olive oil. But this one we are not just sticking to salt. This one we're gonna spice up a bit. So, let's crack some pepper. I got a pepper mill here. Pepper. There we go. In the olive oil. Right. So far so good. I just cleaned this area and yeah, we're gonna make a mess. I'll clean it up afterwards. I'm just grabbing some garlic here. Let's get 3 cloves worth of garlic. That should do it. And in the bin it goes. The shell that we're not gonna utilize. I'm gonna grab myself a cutting board here. And now we're gonna switch this out. Just going to the side of me. Right. And since I'm working on a smooth working area, we're gonna rectify that with a damp rack. See? Now it's not gonna move anywhere. So we gotta save space to work from. So I have some potatoes here. They don't look too bad, but they might need some peeling. Yes. So you know what, guys? They're gonna go straight in front here. Since this is compostable, I'm gonna use this as my vessel to capture any little trash or scraps, I should say, since I don't have any chickens to give it to. So I'm just gonna make sure they get composted instead. Oh well, what's a girl gonna do? Wasn't planning on having to peel these, but the skin on these doesn't look very nice. So they are getting a shave. So once I got my peeled potato, right? Let's find a way it lays safe. That seems about right. So cut them in half. take your knife and then cut slices into it. Not all the way through, because we are doing a hazel bake style potato. Oh, my knife is rotting already. Jeepers, can't even mention food. So, that one I could cut a tiny bit too far, but it's fine. You know what? I'm just gonna keep on doing the taters and have a little chat with you guys, because since we celebrate Christmas here on the 24th of December in Denmark, and I know you guys overseas celebrate on the 25th. It gets a tiny bit confusing. So I figured I might as well make another video, you know, so for anybody else like me who has to be by themselves can have a tiny bit of company. Get the peels out of the way. And my garlic cloves, I'm keeping those whole, so they go straight in the pan where the potatoes are going to be placed. Because I do want some roasted garlic for my gravy later. So we're gonna multitask. And since my oven is heating up to receive the roast, sorry about that. Well, I am gonna roast it at first, the pork roast. Take a shot every time I say roast. Or take a swip of your coffee, tea, water. You know, you guys gotta stay hydrated. So do I. But not until I'm done prepping food. Or losing the potatoes. Great job. Butterfingers. Yep, that's me. I got butterfingers. Well, since my body isn't complying today, what can I say? Has to do something silly like making Christmas dinner for one. Which I'm okay with. It's fine by me. I'm just worried for my foster parents. And I'm worried for my friends too. And I feel bad for everybody else who is the same predicament as me because of the whole Corona panini thing. The grand panini. Where you gotta be careful, and that's why you don't get to see your family or your friends, which sucks. Honestly, it does. But what can one do? There's not much you can do about it. Either way, I honestly hope that you guys get a wonderful Christmas and that you do the best that you can to make the most of a bad situation. Like me, I'm making the most out of a bad situation. Plus, that means I get to watch whatever Christmas movie I want to. And I don't have to wait for my parents to agree to anything. I see that kind of like a good thing. Even though I know for sure they will miss me just as much as I miss them. But I'm not gonna make them feel bad about me having to spend Christmas by myself. There's no point in doing that. And my big brothers, they're doing their own Christmas thing, so they weren't coming home anyways this year. Which I get because they got their own family as well. Not to mention in-laws. And got my nieces and nephews, so I know they're gonna make the best of it too. And the same for my Auntie Katty, my cousin Eva, and my cousin Thomas. They're gonna make the best out of it as well with their children. Do I miss them? Hell yeah, a lot. Since they're not going to travel because of this corona thingamajigger, and I'm not going to travel either, that's just how it is. That's just how it is. We must adapt, or we will perish. A geeky reference for you guys. I hate to be such a Downey Jr., you know? I'm just being frank here. I am lucky I have wonderful and understanding friends. That's why, even though I gotta be here, and I gotta cook. I still hope for the best, you know? I really do. And the way I see it, that just means I get to make a tiny bit of extra content for you guys. Almost done. There we go. Can we squeeze this in? Yeah. I put that up there. I think we can squeeze them. Goody! Alright. They are all cut now. They look amazing. I got this cooking spray that is garlic flavored. And since we already got garlic on the potatoes, I'm just gonna do that. And then I'm gonna grab my salt. I got some nice French flaky salt. And of course you guys just use whatever you might have on hand. Me, I'm doing it a tiny bit more bougie than normal. Still trying to keep it simple and yet delicious. So now we got salt and we got some pepper underneath with the olive oil. Let's just give them a tiny bit of paprika as well. so they are gonna get a nice bit of color. What else do you want to give them? Let's see. Ah, bingo. A tiny bit of cayenne. Since it's just me, I can make it spicy. So there we go. And then we're gonna give them another crack of black pepper all over. There we go. Perfect. So these are gonna just hang out for now, since I'm gonna put the roast in the oven for an hour on high temp, and then give them another hour, well, the roast another hour, alongside with the potatoes. So this is gonna take me 2 hours, which means I get to watch a Christmas movie now, which is great. I am not mad at that. So my darlings, that's all. I will show you the finished result. Of course, but I am also going to show you how to pimp your gravy just a tiny bit and make it a bit more yummy for the holidays. There, now we can't even see we've been here. Awesome. I had a couple of bread rolls in the oven, so they are gonna stay there, and this one goes in here. Those are for now because I'm hungry. Well, that's it. I will bring you guys back when I'm doing the gravy and doing some vegetables for the side. Alrighty. Well, this has been in the oven for 40 minutes, and look at that, we already got some nice coloration going on here, and the rind is gonna crisp up nicely and be very yum yum. So I just went in here to check up on it, also to turn down the oven, and I'm gonna give it 20 more minutes by itself. Then it's gonna get joined by these yummy potatoes, and then I can get crack-a-lackin' on making a sauce. So hopefully I can find some stock in my freezer. If not, well, stock cubes, that will do. It's not optimal, but since we are improvising a Christmas dinner here, you know what, I think it's not gonna be too shabby. So just a tiny bit of an update, and I will bring you guys back when we are creating the sauce and see what we can come up with. Alright, enough yappy dappy, and I hope your Christmas dinners are amazing, and like I said, if you're by yourself, you can still make something festive. So yeah, alright. So I found gold chicken stock. Got some nice heavy cream, and it's in Christmas packaging, so we got that. saucepan, whisk, butter, and I got some flour as well. So let's just get some tablespoons worth of butter in our saucepan. We've got the heat on, and it's at medium heat because I want to melt the butter so we can get a move on, right? So let's just move you guys in. See, we got butter. Hopefully this setup is better than my previous videos, because I do keep on trying to make sure my setup is a bit more nice. And sometimes that is easier said than done. So we got the butter slowly melting, which is good because we don't want it to bubble up yet. But we do want it to melt. So I got a small bag of Italian normal flour. Doesn't have to be Italian, just your everyday all-purpose flour. That's great. Use that, alright? But since I also do a lot of pizza baking, I do prefer to have some Italian flour at hand. So, butter is melting, goody goody goody, and we're gonna just tip the pan backwards, forwards, side to side, because it's gonna speed up the melting process of the butter, so we can get a roux going. I'm gonna add in a tiny bit of salt. It's a bit over a pinch, I would say. And the butter is melted enough to do this. Add in your flour. That's about a tablespoon with a top on it. And there. About 2 tablespoons worth of flour. Give it a whiskeroo. And then I'm gonna take my little stock that I have from a chicken. And we're gonna add in just a bit. Again, we're gonna help the roux do its thing, thicken up, and add some flavor in here. Plus, it's gonna help it not to taste like burnt flour or burnt butter, even though burnt butter can be delicious. But nobody wants a roux that doesn't taste good, right? That just tastes like paste, flour paste. So, whiskeroo this. And you know what? I'm gonna add in a tiny bit of a stock cube as well. And we stir. And I'm gonna turn the heat down to low. I'm just gonna add a tiny bit of water to begin with. And then the rest will be stock. And then we're gonna finish it off with some cream. And you guys don't have to use heavy cream, but since I'm doing a holiday meal, I am gonna use heavy cream. I know, very chefy. And if you think this is getting out of control, your roux, right? Just take it off the heat right? Take it off the heat and continue to stir. And then add in a bit more liquid. I'm gonna add a tiny bit more water. And once you think your consistency is a bit more manageable and it's not just sticking to the bottom of your pan, you're good. Then you can put it back on the heat. But before that, do not do that. Because we do want a smooth sauce. Now I'm having to use my work chair in the kitchen today because my body is angry with me. It does not like the cold, and it's cold outside. You guys have already seen my little video where I showed off that we actually have snow here, and I'm still very excited about it, honestly. There. Now we got the roux in and we stir. And I am putting it back on the heat. Because now is at that stage where I don't have to babysit it. I will have to stir it occasionally. Just keep an eye on it. And then you can give it a taste. Not yet, because the floury taste will still be here at this stage. Since I already know this is gonna need a tiny bit more pepper, I'm gonna add in a tiny bit more pepper. Just a small amount to begin with. And then once it starts to simmer and it gets tiny little bubbles and you let it simmer for a couple of minutes at least, then you can give it a taste and see if it needs more pepper, more salt, or even a bouillon cube. Just adding some sauce coloring if you wanna cooperate. Sometimes they really do not wanna cooperate. I could have left it as a light sauce, sure, but for me that's just wrong. So we're gonna add some sauce couleur. And the worst bit is, this is brand new. I used it twice and it's so difficult to get out. That is gonna take like forever. Oh, we got bubbles. That's good. Yeah, it's still too light, so I will have to finagle with that one a bit more. But the consistency is gonna be great. Well guys, and we also at the time where I actually can add in my potatoes now. And the roast is looking mighty fine. The crispy rind is not quite where I wanted that yet, but it's starting to look good. Bloody thing. Well, if it doesn't want to cooperate, I will have to put it under hot water for a bit. It's like the pressure in this thing is it's not where it's supposed to be. You're supposed to just turn it upside down, give it a squeeze, and color comes out. Let's see. Well, it's somewhat better, but you know what, guys? I am gonna run that sauce cooler under some hot water, make it a bit more cooperative. Because so far I am not amused. So I'm gonna put this to low, more low. And actually, leave it be. Come check on it again in about 5 minutes. Give it another stir. And then give it a taste test. So while we got that going, I can figure out what I want for sides. But I do know what I'm gonna get for dessert. Let me show you. Stay put. See, now at my grocery store, they had these, which is essentially Italian custard with chocolate. It's not traditional, but your girl figured why not, right? So normally as dessert for Christmas Eve here in Denmark, we would have ris à l'amande, which is essentially rice pudding mixed with heavy cream, vanilla, almonds, and served with a cherry sauce, or in my family's case, normally a strawberry sauce. Oh, this is thickening up nicely. That is good. I am not mad at that. So I got a little fork here. And I got a tiny bit of jam. Well, jelly actually. And the next time you guys see me, I will probably have Googled a translation for this. Because right off the top of my head, I do not know. Because I am not even sure if the rest of the world have reps chili. But it gives a nice little extra to the sauce. It's not too sweet, and it's a tiny bit tangy without being too tangy. So it's gonna add a bit more dimensions to it. Last step before I'm gonna let that sit and just be by itself. I'm gonna add in a squeeze of heavy cream. And we'll give it a nice little stir. You see what I mean about the sauce color? Yeah, I will have to add more color into this. And the reason why I'm tilting up my pan just a bit is to make sure that there are no lumps from the roux, because we want a nice, smooth, even, and creamy and delicious sauce here. Or should I say gravy? No, maybe one day I should show you guys how to make a French mother sauce. It's not quite where I need it to be, or rather where I want it to be. So let's grab another bouillon cube or stock cube or whatever you guys want to call it. Sweet child, many names, right? So I'm just gonna add a third of it, 1/3, and give it a spinny roux. And this sauce is gonna be thick without being too thick, right? But it's gonna stick nicely to the potatoes and to the roast. And a tiny bit of a pinch of salt, and then we'll give it another spin. And then I am actually gonna declare I'm done babysitting this. I'm just gonna add a lid to it and turn off the heat, and once I'm getting close to ready to serve, I can put this baby back on the heat and it will be beautiful. But because I don't want to have to babysit this glorious sauce, and I gotta find the sauce color ring whatever thing, I'm gonna say we're gonna call it good for now. And like I said, once I'm ready to serve up and show you an entire plate with everything laid out nicely, with the vegetables and the taters and the roast and gravy, yeah, we should be golden. So, alright, one more thing, guys. Promise me, if you are by yourself, at least make yourself something that you think is delicious. It doesn't have to be a Christmas meal. Alright? Okay, enough of this. Yeah, it took a sneak peek at the roast, and it decided it wanted to be a topsy-taily or the Leaning Tower of Pisa. And I was not okay with that, because I want even, roasted, crack-a-lacking. But even though it's not fully cooked yet, look at that. That's gorgeous. Okay. So we're getting close to the last couple of steps. I added in the liquid from the roast and the onion that was stuck underneath to keep it aligned. Otherwise, tilting Tower of Pisa. Get in there. And then I'm gonna squish in the roasted garlic. They are gonna melt into the sauce without having to do anything. Other than to add it in there. And the roast is resting So, while that is being done, so to speak, garlic, yum. In the fingers. And the potatoes are done too. Just gonna add that in, give it a vigorous stir. I added in a tiny bit more water, tiny bit more cream, and a bit more sauce coloring. I'm just gonna bring the sauce up to temp again because it's getting close to I can serve up and I can have food. Yay! And it's not like I've been starving, which I have, because normally on Christmas I tend to fast a bit, and so there's room in my tummy for all the yummy good food, right? And since this year I apparently had to make Christmas dinner on the fly, well, let's just say I'm extra hungry, okay? Oh my god, this is gonna be so good. Yeah, my onions are placed on my chair. I haven't put them back in their basket yet. But you know what, guys? I think it can but it could use a tiny bit more cream before I put that away too. So I have been cooking and putting away and cleaning. And I'm even wearing a ugly Christmas sweater. See, grumpy kitty cat. Christmas sweater. The grumpy cat. And I had festive earrings on and everything. You know, ready to go to a Christmas party, but oh well. So I'm just gonna make it a party for one. Ah, this is gonna be good. Let's see. Let's give this a taste test now. And I think it might need a couple of minutes to get together with the onion and the garlic. Oh boy. That's it. I'm firing myself. It's too goddamn good. Definitely the right choice to prep up my roast with an onion when it decided to become the Leaning Tower of Pisa. And those roasted garlic from the potatoes. Again, right choice. Well, I think this has been thoroughly combined. So I am gonna show you guys the plate once it's all plated up with all the doodads and whatnots. Yeah. I have a sneaky suspicion I'm forgetting something. Probably am. And there is a new build video up on my channel and a quick video of me showing the snow that we finally got here. And me being a tiny bit too happy about it. And of course there is a build episode of Mugwater construction site as well. And if that's not enough for you guys, then you can catch me on Anavim's streams. First day and the day after. Tuesday and Thursdays. Yeah. And on Wednesdays I stream Sea of Thieves. And don't get me wrong, the graphic on that game is beautiful. But honestly, guys, it's my one day off per week. One day. The rest of the time I'm working on either being on dice streams or I'm filming, editing, creating for you guys. So Wednesday is my day off. Period. Oh yeah, up to temp. That means I can turn this off too. So all I gotta do now is to find a plate and plate up. I will show you once that is done. Okay. There we go, all served up. Yummy potatoes, pickled red cabbage, pork roast, and then with a bit of this on the side too. And once again, if I could remember what it's called, I would let you guys know. But unfortunately, no can do. No can do, peoples. I'm just gonna try and find myself a spoon. Which is easier said than done, since they have a tendency to hide. Because I am gonna need a spoon for this, for my dessert. So, yeah. And since I have a pocket, because I'm wearing my apron, because I didn't want to ruin my Christmas outfit, they go in there. And almost forgot. There we go. Miniature Christmas tree, because I wanted to say cheers, thank you, and Merry Christmas, guys. I know I said it already in a couple of videos, but I will repeat. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, and this is what I made. My emergency Christmas dinner. Okay, cheerio. Oh my god. Alright, one bite for the camera. And then I'm gonna go and watch Mr. Bean and eat. My god. Yeah, I'm gonna go eat.